My name is Robert Christopher Wayne Weathers. I live at 3102 Center Hill Road, Acre, Mississippi, 38841. I am still under attack by Scientology. So they gave me brain damage yesterday and today. Now they are installing some kind of device. No, it attaches to my brain. It's supposed to hurt me in some way or make me have some kind of strange experience. This guy from the military and the police. This technology that he is using is having a narcotic like effect upon him. He's delusional and psychotic, irritable. He has addictive behavior. He's addicted to this, torturing people. Please remove the foreign objects from my biology. I do not consent for you to stick stuff inside of me. I do not consent for you to modify my biology in any way. I do not consent for you to have possession of my biology. Now get them out. Oh, they like to stick stuff inside of us, cause us pain and suffering, discomfort. They're full-grown adults, but they act like little kids. They like to put stuff in our food and drink and watch us drink it and see what it does to us. They like to stick stuff inside of us, foreign objects. It comes with the conditioning that Scientology uh, has upon people. Body parts, foreign objects, technology. They're conditioned to do this. I'm very sick. They're coming up with some kind of murder device. Oh, they're moving it. I don't know if they're removing it. They assembled this thing on my back. Now it's in my stomach. I do not consent. Get it out of me. Please remove all these foreign objects. You're breaking the law. I do not consent. I have rights. This is my own home. Now they're saying they own my intellectual property. No, you don't. I do not consent for anyone to use Crazy Bird Comics, the Environmental Creation Agency, or Buffalo Dollars, or Alien Bob, or Space Bob, or Bug Bob. I do not consent. I was kidnapped and forced into assimilation. I did not consent to be assimilated into a hive mind. I did not consent to be forced to practice Scientology. It's been conflict ever since they put me in the hive. Now I'm getting victim shamed. You're lying and you're breaking the law. So, Scientology. Humans have an afterlife. It is because there are more than three dimensions. So, there are more than three dimensions in the universe. There are 11 dimensions. Plus, there is this dark energy and dark matter attached to our biology. We can't see it from the third dimension. It creates, there is a whole nother biology full of organs and appendages that we can't see. It is some kind of dark matter or dark particle attached to our biology. Plus, there are 11 dimensions. So, the human genome produces an 11-dimensional humanoid with horns on our head. We are Anunnaki. We are designed to live in outer space after death. We fly. We have powerful eyesight, big 11-dimensional eyes. We are designed to move matter. We are energy movers, magical. We have a soul tube and tubes that come out of our feet that expel waste. We are designed to breathe these particles called the nether, and then breathe light. Our skin glows and our eyes glow. That is the human afterlife experience. So Scientology removes this Anunnaki from themselves, or part of it. They remove part of their extra dimensions while they are still alive. And they turn this removed biology into an upper dimensional vehicle. Alien. They make all types of biologies, various forms and features using their extra dimensional biology. Yes, it's a Scientology. They cut their Anunnaki to pieces so they can go to heaven before they die. So they remove part of this biology from themselves, which presents itself in layers. So as it grows out of us into the next three dimensions, it creates a biology. And then as it transcends into the next three dimensions, it creates a layer on top of that biology. And it does the same thing for the next three dimensions and the next three, and so on and so forth. It winds up looking like those little Russian dolls, a doll inside of a doll inside of a doll. So they remove part of this from themselves. They have to leave vital organs and tissues behind so they can still survive, so they can remain among the living. And they like to remove the layers from this biology. So they wind up with 3 or 4 biologies in the upper dimensions in which they can modify and turn into upper dimensional vehicles. But these biologies can't function properly in this state. They are incomplete. So the Scientologists steal biologies from other humans and other species to modify their upper dimensions and try to make them more complete. They try to make them whole so they can function properly. They take organs and tissues from other humans and other species such as lizards, insects, and worms. They make several types of alien forms. They're the greens, the grays, and the blues. They make lizard people using lizard body parts. They make insectoids or bug people using bug body parts. And they make worm people using worm body parts. These are the aliens. Yes, plus there is a whole host of other organisms and biologies in which they can create, both using human biologies and other biologies. They also make bugs, or they call them humas. They grow insects and worms to massive proportions and turn them into surrogates. It is another organism in which they can drive. These are the aliens. They are real. And they are criminal. Aliens are remote controlled organisms. Humans are on their third dimensions at this very moment, driving upper dimensional organisms. They have gained access to heaven while they are still alive. Humans are criminal. Big time. Biological theft is the main crimes that they commit. They steal organs and tissues and sometimes entire biologies from the public or people of interest, people they are attracted to. They kidnap people. They traffic humans, both for sexual purposes and for organ donations. They invade our privacy. They invade our homes and businesses. Rape, torture, and murder is rampant among these people. They exploit people for a living. So this started in the 80s or shortly before that. Scientology started taking over our institutions. If you are anybody with any kind of influence, power, or authority, or if you have a job position in which they desire to control, they may assimilate you, force you to practice Scientology, or force you into a hive mind so they can control your behavior, both for personal and monetary gain. They do everybody. Big business, media personnel, marketing companies. Yes, the people that control what we see on television, or radio DJs, social media, internet companies, tech companies, big business, and the government. Politicians, the FBI, the CIA, the military, the Department of Justice, they all have been infiltrated by Scientology. They have been forced to assimilate, either forced into a hive mind or forced to practice Scientology. Yes, some people are controlling this. Most of these people in power are in the Navy and big business. Yes, and several politicians are also big players. And the CDC, they have me full of foreign objects. They were in my head, they're pulling down into my stomach. They're trying to create some murder torture device. I want it out. Yes, they hurt people. They harass people. So people that are a threat to their behavior or their agenda, or just people they don't like in general, or people that have something they want, they will harass you and hurt you and take it from you. And if they can't get you to assimilate, they will turn you into a surrogate. So I'm being harassed at the moment with a death threat. She's saying she's with the Navy. You're breaking the law. Remove these foreign objects and leave my property. You are a criminal. You're breaking the law. Aliens. Scientology. They've been with me my entire life. They've been with my bloodline for centuries. I am a descendant of the Lakota people. I am sick. I've been assaulted over and over again my entire life. They love foreign objects. They love to remove biology, especially brain tissue. Yes, we need to police the upper dimensions. Yeah, they're not just alien, they're upper dimensional organisms or upper dimensional control or technology, access to the upper dimensions. The technology that we have in the upper dimensions is very sophisticated and complex. It allows you to do many things. You can create biologies that walk through walls. They can enter your house through an electrical supply. They can come right down the power lines into your home through the electricity. They can come in through your water supply, come in through your light bulbs. Yeah, they torture and rape people constantly. I have something they want. I have been exploited by these people my entire life because I have special abilities. I'm a political activist and I'm also an author. I am part Native American. My Native American name is Crazy Bird. I wrote Crazy Bird comics. I wrote the Environmental Creation Agency. I wrote Divine Currency or Buffalo Dollars. I wrote Alien Bob, Bug Bob, and several others. Get away from me, you're breaking the law. Yes, get it out of me. They're going to try to hurt me when they get it out because they're petty. Yes, these are humans in the third dimension. They get this technology installed into them and they access the upper dimensions and go nuts because Scientology is a criminal enterprise. And then they do body parts for a living. So that is all these people do. They remove body parts for a living. Either to help a person practice Scientology, which is they remove extra dimensional biology and help them create an alien form, or they steal biology from the public and other species to complete the Scientology process. Or they create surrogates, which is driving another organism that is not their own. Please get this stuff out of me. Get it out. This technology has a narcotic-like effect upon them too. They develop a God complex. Plus, a lot of them are abusing substances. They have extreme irritability. They are violent. A lot of these people are killing American citizens for fun. Innocent people. They don't even know their names, know who they are. Poisoning the water supply and our food source with parasites. Extra dimensional and third dimensional parasites. Because they can drive them. They can drive worms through people and kill them. They can even drive viruses and microbial life. There is a big religious movement within the Scientology community. They are religious zealots, occult-like behavior. They like to torture people for religious ceremonies and religious purposes. They call them seances. I am very sick. I have severe brain damage. I am full of foreign objects and parasites. They are premeditating my death. Yes, they use worm biologies a lot for their Scientology process. First off, there are some procedures in which, so I mentioned they remove the layers from themselves. Well, this makes this biology hollow. It is missing the lower dimensions plus the upper dimensions. They like to stick a worm inside of them, a worm inside of the hollow part. This fills the lower dimensions of this particular biology. So that is procedure number one for worm biology. Uh, then they like to use the outer biology of a worm. So they like to use the upper dimensions of a worm to cover a biology that is missing the upper dimensions, like a shell or a skin or a suit, like a worm suit. So they create worm people. And there are several versions of this. Some of them stand upright with their arms and legs, and they have a long tail, kind of like Jabba the Hutt. And some of them just put their biology inside of a worm, of gigantic worms, and they can drive these worms around in this manner. They hollow out a worm and stick their biology inside of it. See, Anunnakis are built like tanks. We have layers on top of layers on top of layers of biology, plus a head covering with horns. We are very thick and heavily built, so we can survive the extremities of outer space. These aspects are what Scientology is trying to gain while they practice Scientology. They need to be covered up and protected to survive outer space. So I'm very sick. I have rights. You're breaking the law. They're communists. Get away from me. You're breaking the law. And the worst part about this whole scenario is they have destroyed uh, ancient knowledge or knowledge of the afterlife. They have kept the knowledge of the afterlife away from people so they can remain in control and continue to destroy or control society and continue to commit crimes against humanity. Yes, I'm very sick. They have my biology filled with foreign objects. They want to kill me and steal my intellectual property. No, you are breaking the law. Scientology has done this to countless people. Torture, rape, murder, kidnapping. They love to get you in a position where you can't run or can't defend yourself. You can't stop what's happening. They love to be able to control you completely. And they love having control of your afterlife. They love to catch you in a dream. They can torture you in your afterlife and make it last a long time. Kidnapping, torture. They controlled my name. They did not give me special genetics. It just so happens by controlling my name, I did get a diverse set of genetics. I am both Native American and Caucasian. I have multiple tribes, Native American tribes within my genetics, and multiple Caucasian nationalities in my genetics. I am Lakota, Comanche, Cherokee. I'm also British, German, Scottish, Irish, French. You're breaking the law. I do not consent for you to lock anything out of entropy. Get it out of me. Yes, get it out of me. He's saying now I'm screwed. You're breaking the law. We're talking about lizard people. Yeah, that's a lizard upper dimension and a human lower dimension. So they take the first few dimensions of a human biology and then cover it with the upper dimensions of a lizard biology. And that's a lizard person. That is one version of a lizard person. There's another version they call a humas, in which they take a lizard biology and then they implant or transplant your brainstem or part of your brain into this lizard biology, which allows you to drive it. That is called a humus. And then there is another version of a lizard person, which is a genetically engineered human biology. They genetically engineer you to bring out lizard-like features. It changes the color of your skin. It changes your hair and nails. Yes, they are remote controlled. Humans on Earth are driving these upper dimensional organisms. Someone saying, take them. After a lifetime of mutilation, exploitation, intellectual property theft, torture, rape. It's our heavenly abilities are designed to help life flourish. It is designed to create and nurture life. We are supposed to have these amazing organisms on this planet. Earth can harbor amazing life forms, both quality and quantity. We could have amazing organisms on this planet, very sentient, highly intelligent, capable of magnificent things. Scientology has fucked us just so they can gain more money, control society. Yes, so uh, Anunnakis are dead people, and even Scientologists, we have special abilities in the afterlife, in the upper dimensions. We have powerful eyesight, big 11-dimensional eyes. They can see in all dimensions, down to the molecular level. We are magical. We have the ability to move energy and matter around with our eyesight. I have experienced this myself. I have been partially ordained. We can fly through outer space. We are invisible to third dimensional eyes. Uh, we can see biologies in a very intimate and complex way. So we can see biologies functioning. We can see the brain and central nervous system lighting up. We can see particles flowing through biology, such as fluids and blood and food source. We can even read and modify genetic material. So we can see DNA and modify this DNA to help organisms develop features. It's mostly upper dimensional, but it can also be done in the third dimension as well. No, we are not a food source. We are fodder for the Scientology community. Please get these foreign objects out of me. I am suffering. You're lying and you're breaking law. Now they're victim shaming me. Yes, this has been going on my entire life. Just because I'm Lakota. Native Americans, we have inherent abilities. We have special abilities. We have highly evolved sensory perception organs. I could sense the universe in a very intimate way. When I meditate or I take spiritual medicine, everybody does. I mean, humans are evolving in this manner. But Native Americans, we got a jump start on our evolution, mainly because we lived outside. I think that's the biggest difference. We had to battle the elements. Being outside stimulates your sensory perception organs. You hear all the little bugs and birds and bees. You see all these organisms and life forms and all the elements hitting you all at the same time, constantly, every day of your life. Plus, we had to hunt for a living and grow food, interact with life forms, other organisms. And we have inherent philosophy and inherent intelligence. Yes, Native Americans do. You can see it in their literature, in their stories, in their culture. I had an inherent ability to read and write at a young age. I learned how to write in grade school at a very early age. And my mother also, she wrote a lot. And so did other members of our family. And I produced very valuable intellectual property. And they got to witness me creating some of it. They exploited me. They let other Scientologists invade my mind space for a fee. Just for personal entertainment, to steal my ideas and my intellectual property. And it turned into a snuff film. Now they're calling it a Christian martyrdom because they controlled my name. They named me Christopher. My dad is a surrogate. They drove my dad. They controlled him to give me the name Christopher. They did the same to other family members in my ancestry to control my name, just so they could come back to the current moment or in the future and call this a Christian martyrdom and sell this to the Christian society and to the rest of the public. I am just another torture victim of Scientology. They're trying to justify this one. Most of their victims, they don't get the chance to speak out, to seek help. It's their communists. Please get away from me. You're breaking the law. They're moving these foreign objects down into my stomach. Some of them are parasites and some of it is a devices. So this is how they do it. Dead people and Scientologists, they experience time differently than third dimensional humans do. While you are among the living in the third dimension, you see time as a linear event. You see the days passing one after another after another. You see seconds, minutes, and hours. Dead people and Scientologists, they experience time as a simultaneous event. They see the past, the present, and the future happening at the same time. The beginning of the universe and the end of the universe happen simultaneously to their perspective. So in this very moment, I'm being assimilated 13 years ago. In this very moment, I'm being born. In this very moment, they are driving my parents to give me my name, to name me Christopher. In this very moment, they are standing in court in the future trying to get away with this whole event. That's why they go back in time and name me Christopher, so they can try to sell this as a Christian martyrdom. In this very moment, ancient people are learning about their afterlife. They are building temples and pyramids dedicated to the study and relationship of extra-dimensional organisms. And in this very moment, that is being destroyed by some new religion. Ancient people are starting to hear voices. A big guy in the sky telling them to go out and spread Christianity. They destroyed all of our cultures and forced their religion upon us. They destroyed ancient knowledge. The Christian God is a criminal. So they observed this organism in the sky, and he was criminal. Mass executions, casting floods and plagues on mankind, practicing martyrdoms and sending people to hell, and planning an apocalypse, the destruction of our world. That is the Christian God. They wanted people to worship the criminal behavior of upper dimensional organisms. So when the time comes, people are going to be acclimated to the destruction that these upper dimensional organisms have on our environment and universe, and accept it. That is my observation. I am very sick. Life on Earth could be magnificent. Scientology is keeping us down. They're twacked out of their heads. They don't have good psychology. They are so afraid someone is going to catch them in the act prosecute them for their crimes against humanity and take away their control over the universe and over the population. That's why life is going downhill on Earth. You're breaking the law. I don't care who you are. You're a criminal. You're breaking the law. You can't torture, rape, and murder people on Earth. It's against the law. And you can't force your religions upon us. We have separation of church and state in America. You can't play God against me.